Hi. Today is Thursday, June 26, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. It is summertime, and that means that there are a lot of events going on in the area, including trainer days going on this weekend. And on the other show, Local Roots, you can see a conversation that I had with Alicia Hess of the Occasional Collective and Trainer, talking all about that. So that is our other daily show that we do called Local Roots, and I hope you take that one in as well. Today on Morning Coffee, we are going to bring you another restaurant review, as Bryce Taylor from GLI Insurance and I had an opportunity to sit down and have breakfast/lunch at Henry's Diner in Crescent. And it was a great time, great food, and just had a wonderful time there. And thanks to everyone who helped out with that. Also, thanks to Dale for taking some time to talk with us. So that is coming up here in just a few minutes. In the meantime, GT Motors on Broadway in Council Bluffs has an ever-changing inventory to help get you in a quality used vehicle. Trucks, large and small SUVs, passenger cars, even sports cars. GT Motors can help. Also, see them for motorcycles. Check out their inventory at gtmotorscb.com and stop by their lot at 21st and Broadway. They provide on-site financing. GT Motors, 21st and Broadway in Council Bluffs. Do you or does someone you love need in-home care? Home Care Advocacy Network helps you maintain your own privacy in your own space while still receiving care and support with a personalized touch. Aging in place can be critical for many people. Home Care Advocacy Network can meet those needs with an understanding that assisted living is best at home. HCAN of Southwest Iowa brings the personal touch to care at home in Council Bluffs, also in Glenwood, Red Oak, Clarinda, all the surrounding communities. Visit hcan.com/Southwest Iowa to learn more. And Just Sue Creative can help you build your business with website design, search engine optimization, content creation, marketing, everything you need to take your company to the next level. Sue Pitts has a passion for small businesses, helping them thrive in a digital world. And a great starting point is by visiting her website, justsuecreative.com, and click on that free consultation button. And that first conversation will get you going. With us this morning, it is Mr. Bryce Taylor, GLI Insurance, as we are on location doing another restaurant review. We came to your neck of the woods.
Yeah,
this time. Your office is what, about 100 yards from here?
Yeah. I was able to walk here.
Yeah.
Yep. So, no, Crescent, Iowa, Henry's Diner, nothing finer. That's what they say, yeah.
I think that's an accurate statement. This is a great place to come to. One of my favorite places, especially if I'm at Hitchcock camping. I'll make Henry's a stop. One of the nights coming in for dinner. Usually I try to time it for their prime rib night.
Well, I tell you, so there's been 2 posts in the last 30 days on Food Lovers of their prime rib that has just exploded with page views. One of them was just recently an anniversary, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Picture of prime rib, picture of a side, like 200,000 views. Yeah.
Wow.
Or post reach of 200,000. Yeah. Which is pretty crazy. And then a couple weeks before that, they had another one with like close to 100,000. So this is the place to be. Apparently, people are getting Henry's on their Facebook feeds, and and it's pretty busy in here right now for 10:30. Yeah.
10:30. Yeah. And as we are recording this, it's a Wednesday. I pulled up at 10, and as I'm coming up, I'm thinking, that parking lot is full. And this is normal. This is what happens here, that they draw a crowd. If they're open, there's people in here.
Yeah. Well, they got a great staff. We were just talking to Dale a little bit before we went live here, and he was praising the staff, and he'll get a chance to do all that too again, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, you saw him ribbing me a little bit when I got here, and I had to give a little crap back to him. So,
well, I'm going with breakfast today. You're actually going with lunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the patty melt. I've eaten here probably, being this close, 1,000 times. I've never tried the patty melt, and Dale suggested to give it a try, so that's what I'm gonna go with.
I'm getting the chicken fried steak and eggs. That is what's coming out for me. So the order is in, and we're gonna see how that goes. But in the meantime, wanted to talk to you a little bit about some insurance issues, because you're the expert here in the room, and with GLI Insurance. And I was curious about say with property insurance or personal property insurance, is everything in my house covered with that?
Well, there's a lot of gray areas, unfortunately, in your personal property. For the most part, 9 times out of 10, your stuff's going to be covered. It's if you have a lot of electronics, newer furniture, where your values could be off. So it's always best to just check with your agent and make sure that you have enough coverage. Then there's items like sports equipment, golf clubs, bicycles, jewelry, fur, um, china. All that stuff should probably be scheduled on your policy, or get an appraisal, get an actual value to where it doesn't fall into that. All your other stuff, your lump sum of all your crap, we'll call it, or stuff, doesn't fall into that. And then this is on the outside, has a little more special coverage.
And I'm guessing then that this would be a case of, say, worst case scenario, you suffer a total loss.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these things are not going to be recoverable.
Yeah. I mean, if you have, a family heir, say, some china that your great grandma had, got passed down to you, you should probably look to get it appraised. If it's something of high value, or a jewelry, it probably is a little more accurate. A ring that's gotten passed down. You should probably look into getting that appraised, get a value on it, and get it on your policy, but scheduled.
Would you recommend making a record of all of these
I
things?
always
Because it's a whole lot easier now than it used to be
Correct.
with the digital
Correct.
camera, and everybody's got one in their
I
pocket.
just say walk around, turn your video on, and just start walking around your house as an entry level thing to do. It's very simple. You don't have to, but if you want to get very detailed with all the technology, you could create a Google Doc. You could put a picture right next to it, serial number, model number. All that stuff makes life easier in the event of a claim. If
Yeah.
you do that, if you don't, I mean, there's still, they're going to be coverage there, but here again, that's where that gray area kind of sneaks in.
Yeah, it's always better to err on the side of caution.
Correct.
I would
Correct.
say.
And if you have the time, take some pictures at least. Get them on the cloud, obviously, because if we're talking a bit of a total loss, Polaroid's not going to do you any good. So, get a safety deposit box, but always best to kind of get a little self inventory of what you got.
So how's everything been going at GLI Insurance? I mean, are you staying busy there?
We're busy. Renewals are coming in, and they're going to be higher. Deductibles are changing, so we're busy trying to find some fits for customers, as well as just new customers that are getting renewal quotes from other companies and wanting us to take a look. So we are rocking and rolling. It's hot outside, and it's a lot of work inside GLI.
Yeah, the way I understand it is insurance companies are reworking a lot of those
Yep.
deductibles that you talked about, because we're seeing a higher frequency of catastrophic weather,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's causing a lot more claims.
Even this week, they're talking still some more bad weather, I think. So yeah.
Oh man, for us,
All over.
Oh, geez.
What have you been up to though?
What? Well, we've been out doing a lot of interviews like this. I'm actually doing a couple more today, going out and talking to people. I personally have found, and I'm sure you, being the founder of the Council of Us Food Lovers page, you have seen different things work better than other things.
Yep.
I have found the same.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, anytime that I get out of my studio and I come out with something like this, the views are better.
Yep.
And why is that? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure out that algorithm, but I am smart enough to take advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's something, and that going back to the page views that Henry's got here, it didn't come from an employee. It wasn't a promotional,
right?
Hey, the posts that blow up, or in this instance, the videos that probably blow up are more organic.
Yeah.
Not scripted, not in your studio,
right?
On I don't know why. I don't know the reason, but you're right. They do better. Organic's better.
Yeah, and it changes all the time. Just as soon as I think I got it figured out, then they go and they change something. But that's just the nature of it.
Yep.
And if I'm using other people's platforms, which is what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching it on Facebook, you're watching it on Instagram, then yeah, these are other people's platforms, and they get to make
Yeah,
the decisions
yeah.
about that. So, it's perfectly fine with that. But also coming out, doing these types of things, getting out in the community, and I love also getting into the smaller communities, such as where we're at here in Crescent right now. Crescent's kind of a it's kind of a unique town because you're so close
I would
to.
almost just call it a suburb of Council
I
Bluffs.
think so. I
You
mean,
know,
you
I
drive
mean,
through rural areas to get
yeah,
here,
yeah.
but
I mean, the
most.
Walmart's just right up, right down 29. You know, it's not even 6 miles. You're at a Walmart.
Yeah,
5 minutes,
true.
10 minutes, you're
That's
at a
true
Walmart.
because you can
North
getting on
16.
16th
Yep,
Avenue in
yep.
Council Bluffs. It's very quick to get to from Crescent, and uh, I mean, and Crescent's a vibrant community. There's a lot of restaurants in here. I think that the biker community helps with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's
Loving
a
to get
new
out and ride.
ownership, Crescent Roadhouse. They're really doing well. Denny's Pizza.
Yeah.
And then there's the Pink Poodle, which in those, a lot of people were asking in those, oh, is that the Pink Poodle? And no, it's Henry's Diner, but the Poodle's got good prime rib as well.
Yeah, well, and I've had the prime rib here at
And
Henry's
it's
Diner.
good. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
it was one of the meals when I was camping
yep.
that we came in and had. I said, yeah, this makes sense. And I wasn't the only one. We were lucky to get a table that night.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah. Also, on top of all the restaurants, about once a week, it seems like there's a food truck just popping into town too. There's a barbecue place that comes here pretty regularly. Used to be a couple barbecue places, but yeah, food trucks will pop in and set up shop for lunches too.
That's a
And we can't forget
growing
about
industry.
the ice cream at Sassholes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're right in your same
Yeah,
street,
well,
right?
it's yeah. I visit them quite
Yeah.
frequently.
That's an even shorter walk.
Yeah, I'm on my way to Henry's. I get diverted by ice cream, and then
Yeah.
that was lunch.
I do the same with went up to Lewis and Clark Monument the other day to watch the
Yep.
sunset, which by the way was a disappointment. The sunset was a disappointment because it clouded up just as the sun was going down. But stopping at Krispy Kreme
Oh
on
yeah,
the way
yep,
there
yep.
for that. A lot of these smaller independently owned businesses, and you've seen on this show. Recently did a deep AI dive looking for rankings, and something I stressed throughout the show, and I'll stress here again because Henry's was on that list for the Like the Roots show, which was for all of the
Yep,
rural
yep.
communities. Is this is just an AI generated list based on reviews only. It's got
It
nothing
takes
to
it
do with
takes
the
the
quality of
yeah,
the food
yeah.
or personal taste or anything like this. Everybody's got their opinions about, well, who has the best prime. Well, you know what? There's a lot of places doing it well.
My answer is the one that's in front of me at that time is the best one.
Exactly. Yeah, when it comes to prime rib, that is a definite. Just had some at a took several days and went on road trip to
Yeah, I heard
Wisconsin
about that. I saw that.
had a had prime rib
Mhm,
at
mhm,
a local restaurant. Was it
mhm.
called the Barn? I think in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. And yeah, it was really
Yeah.
good. That was another great place. So, but some people would say we can't screw up prime rib. Yeah, you can because I've had it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was in Georgia, and got together with my brother, and prime rib was one of my dad's favorites. So
Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
"Oh, we should get that." It was not good.
That's something that I think, was like looking back for me too. I remember being a little kid and it was always a Sunday going out to eat with your parents and your grandparents and having prime rib or
Yeah.
I can remember that, is just that was the times, if you could do it.
Well, speaking of that, and speaking of remembering what life was like back then, when you get the fries here at Henry's Diner, they're just like I remember them when I
Yeah,
was a kid.
yeah, yeah,
All of the little diners that we used to stop
yeah.
at if we're road traveling somewhere,
Hmm.
that crinkle cut, they're cooked like I don't know what they're doing because I can't recreate it at home,
Yeah.
but there's just
Well, just look around.
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of got that feel. I mean, it's not old in here. It's a newish. You know. I don't know. Dale can probably attest to when it was built, but 80s maybe or 90s. I
yeah.
think maybe I don't know for sure. I'll let Dale answer that. But yeah, just kind of that comfort diner feel, you know.
Yeah, and plenty of seating, and which is
Full.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, yeah. So things are starting to slow down a little bit as we get closer to 11, and then that will pick back up again at lunchtime.
So I'm also gonna eat some onion rings.
Yeah,
And then I think we're gonna maybe try cinnamon roll too.
yeah, that is on the way.
So I don't know if we want to go take a break and
Yeah,
go for
let's
a
do that.
walk or what before we eat.
Well, we may have to after we eat too, try to make some room. So yeah, this is through the magic of editing.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we'll show you the food that we ordered. Well, as we said, magic of editing, and just like that, food has arrived. And again, I've got the chicken fried steak, which is check this out. This is looks
That thing takes up pretty much the whole plate.
pretty much the whole. Oh, and look at this. We've got
Yep, thank you.
a cinnamon roll coming too.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. And
Look at that big cinnamon roll right there.
yeah, that is that's a monster. Yeah,
That'll be dessert for us.
and you've got a patty melt with a big pile of onion rings going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, their onion rings are really, really good.
I always forget about their onion rings. This patty melt though looks. Look at that. I don't know if
Wow,
I can get
yeah.
it, but that is cheesy and hand patted,
Yeah, yeah. Everything was made. It's,
made fresh. There.
yeah, it's made. They hand pat their hamburgers. It's not coming in pre-made.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's get a little bite to eat here, and
I think so. Yeah. Let's. All right. So. Oh, yeah. They brought me a knife. I don't need one, by the way. I mean, it just went right through it.
well, you didn't even talk about the hash brown, eggs, and toast you got over there.
I mean, look at that. Here, look at the pile of hash browns in it. Look at that. I mean, that's not flat. That's got some thickness to it here. That's a big pile of hash browns.
I know. Yeah. Look, they're crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I don't know. I used to work back in the day when I was in high school at a restaurant in the small town I grew up in, but shredded cheese,
Yeah.
the hash browns, is a game changer.
You're looking at Waffle House style.
Yeah. Is that
Well, they have it. Waffle House has this thing scattered, smothered, and covered,
Yeah.
which is
people can add onions on it too after the cheese. Oh,
yeah. They got topped and chunked, and you can even go all the way to put chili on it at Waffle House, which we do not have one of those around here.
No,
So
no.
you got to go a ways to do that. All right, let's see how the chicken fried steak is here. Oh yeah, that's really.
I'm gonna give this onion ring a try here.
Oh, that's good. That is really good.
Right here, that crunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want onion.
Yep. Yeah. Ranch dressing and onion rings, one of my favorite.
Man, that was good.
All right. Big reveal. This is a patty melt. Well, by the way, that's on rye bread.
Rye bread,
Yeah.
Swiss and American cheese.
Yep.
I went no onions.
No, yeah.
Their hamburger meat is good.
It looks great. I mean, it really looks like it's
You can't
done
even
very
taste the rye bread on it.
well. Really.
A little bit at the end here, but that is a wow. I may have found my new go-to order.
The new go-to
Yeah.
for yeah. It looks great. It looks great. All right. Well, we have to pause and see if we can't do some damage here. So, again, Henry's Diner.
Yeah.
Chris and I.
Nothing finer.
Nothing finer. More editing magic. I'm full.
Can you edit that I didn't eat that food at all?
So we can start over again.
I tell you, that patty melt was, that might be my first time ever ordering a patty melt, honestly.
Really?
And couldn't taste the rye bread, and the hamburger meat was just really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And that cheese, yeah, it was. I think I found my new regular. I don't know if I said that before
Yeah.
editing or not, but
Well,
I'll have to order that again.
we have one more piece of business to do here. And
I don't even, that thing looks.
yeah, we've got, okay, here's the thing. Take a look. All right. See, that's what we're talking about. So we need to figure out how to give this cinnamon roll a shot here. So
Well, let's give it a bite.
here we go. We're going to just dive in.
That thing is huge.
Yeah, it's really, really big.
All right, my dears, how we ready?
All right. So are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
I told you nothing fine. Nothing fine.
I mean, it sat here for a little bit, and it's still
very good.
moist, and yeah.
So very good. Very good. So,
Well,
yeah, we're going to make you famous, by the way. So listen, if you start up to sign autographs, then, that's entirely on you. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do one more bite.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. All done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was good.
Well, my goodness. As we talk about nothing finer than Henry's Diner because it says it right on the sign, and there's a reason it's there because this is
Yeah, it is.
it's not just it is comfort food, but it's not just that.
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, they put a lot of thought into what it is that they do here.
Yeah, and this is something I think I don't know if it's dinner only, but they do fried chicken.
Yeah,
I just heard them say today is a Mexican. Wednesdays is a Mexican menu as well as regular menus. So, yeah, they really do it all for this community.
Well, and we're going to take one more breakaway, and we're going to talk with Dale Schmidt, one of the owners here, and learn a little bit more about Henry's and his philosophy that is obviously paying off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yep.
That's coming up.
All right.
As I said, back with Dale Schmidt, one of the owners here at Henry's Diner. Thank you so much for, the wonderful breakfast/lunch, because I had breakfast and Bryce had lunch, and both of us are not only full, but incredibly satisfied. You've got a heck of a product here.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in and trying our food. We really appreciate you coming in. As I said, Bryce is a good friend of ours, so we appreciate him coming in and putting us on your guys' podcast and having us on there. And thank you for the wonderful experience with the food. We appreciate it a lot. We try to put our soul into it.
Yeah, I think you do a great job with it. And also, I know something that you really pride yourself on, and legitimately, is consistency.
Mhm.
When people come in here, they know what they're going to get.
Yep, we try to be consistent on it. That all the way from keeping our business clean, all the way to the same food. You come in and get a patty melt on Monday, and you come in on Friday, it's going to be the same patty melt. That's the way we want to do it. And on that, and we try to make things right if things come up and all that, and just we appreciate our fan base. We appreciate our customers. Without our customers, we wouldn't have this business.
Well, and Henry was your dad.
Yep.
So you sort of grew up with this.
So he opened up in 1983.
In 83, so
I was 5 years old.
Right.
So there's pictures of me and my twin sister and Henry's Diner clothes walking around when he opened, and it wasn't in this building.
Yeah.
The building was to the east of us, of our building. And he just started working his way up. And then I kind of started running it when I turned 13. He made me wash dishes. Came home one day and said, "You're washing dishes." I'm like, "I don't want to." And he says, "That's too bad." So that's how I started, and just went from there. So now it's me and my brother that own it together.
And as you said, with you talked about the customers that are here.
Mhm.
The community of Crescent isn't that big.
It's not big,
No,
but we have a strong following.
You do, but at the same time, it's not just Crescent residents that are in here.
We get a lot of people from Missouri Valley, Underwood, Council Bluffs, the Florence area,
Mhm.
even all the way far out as 120th out in Nebraska. A lot of people say, I come here a long ways. I don't get to come here all the time, but I try to make the trip at least once a week or once a month. We just tell them we just appreciate the business.
With the philosophy that you talk about with this type of restaurant, how much of that came from your dad?
Oh, a lot of it from my dad. I mean, I think one of the best compliments that me and Dwayne get is when people come up to us and say how proud your dad would be, because my father passed away in February 2011. So they just say that he would be very proud. They would be excited. He would be excited to see what the business has come to, and it makes my mother's heart smile when they come up and tell her that. So that makes us smile too.
He really kind of cut his teeth on fried chicken, right?
Yeah, that's how he got started. Fried chicken and all that. I should have mentioned those onion rings too. He got that from Sam's Italian Villa,
Okay.
from the owner.
Oh,
He kept hounding him. Finally, he gave it to him, the recipe. And so, but he just kind of put his own unique touch on those onion rings. And so, but the fried chicken's where we got it started. for sure.
How about the staff that you have here? Because you've got a loyal staff.
Yep.
Been here for a while, and the customers all know them, and they make a point of knowing the customers.
Yeah, we try to make sure that they're courtesy, polite to the people. At the same time, we expect the customers to be polite to the staff too, in which they are, and we love that. And but our waitresses, I will say, our staff, our servers go out of their way to try to make it more appealing to the people and try to make it seem like home to them.
Well, I think you've done a wonderful job here, Dale, and continuing to do a great job. I mean, it's not as if it's past tense; it's
Yep.
present tense. It's going on right now, and I never hear anybody say, "Oh, we had to wait too long," or even when you're really busy, you make sure that everybody's taken care of. And you're cranking a lot of food out of that kitchen,
Yeah,
and you must have a really good method of getting that done back there.
that's on Dwayne there. He's the
Yeah.
one that has kind of moved us along on that part of the back of the kitchen. A lot of the people don't get to see him as much, but he likes to stay back there and cook away. He slaves hard and being prepared and on that kind of stuff. You got to be prepared. That's for sure.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person, I think, to efficiently run a kitchen
Mhm.
that's doing a lot of business. And the fact that you and your brother growing up in this, and I think your dad's done a wonderful job of instilling all of those qualities into you that you can then pass on to your staff.
Yep.
And the restaurant has a great feel, which that's something you can't fake.
I
When-
appreciate that.
Yeah, when you walk in, you're going to feel what it's like in there before you ever sit down and talk to somebody. And Henry's Diner has a great feel when you come in here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That would mean a lot to my dad. He would really appreciate that a lot. He would. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was a great meal, and we're looking forward to coming back and having another one.
All right. Perfect. I look forward to seeing it on the internet. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the next time I can get together with Bryce, go out and do another food review. Well, mainly because he's great company and we always have great food. So look for another one of those shows on Morning Coffee. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. Fast, reliable service, expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. And waldsteinplumbing.com is the website. And out of the same shop is AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning of Council Bluffs. So if your air conditioner has been on the fritz and just not keeping up with the heat, you're going to want to get a hold of them. AirServeCouncilBluffs.com is that website. S&B Country Kennel knows that with the 4th of July coming up, your dog could be under an awful lot of stress, and that's why they would like to board your dog throughout the Independence Day season. So go to sbcountrykennel.com, that's country spelled with a K, and check with them about availability. They're expecting to fill up with this. So you want to get with them and see whether or not they still have space for your pet. And trust me, your pet will thank you. Follow them on social media. You can see just how wonderful everything is out there and how happy the dogs are. Again, S&B Country Kennel. That's just west of I-29 on Bunkie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. And technology should work for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. Yeah, it's hot, so I'm just wearing a t-shirt today. You know, do you suppose I could get the North Face on as a sponsor? I'm wearing their shirt. I'm thinking that might be a little bit of a hard sell, but I'm willing to try. That's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend in Trainer for Trainer Days. My name is Todd Studer. Have a great Thursday.